Welcome to the Bulldog Blitz, everybody. I'm JoJo Gentry.
And I'm Matt Schumacher. Boy, it's a great time to be a Butler Bulldog fan. Basketball season is in full swing. Volleyball is poised for a Big East tournament run.
And you can't forget about the Butler football team. The team is PFL champs once again and now have an automatic bid to the FCS playoffs. Matt Schumacher has more on the team's historic season.
Butler football is playoff bound. After defeating Morehead State last weekend, the Dogs earned a share of the PFL championship for the second straight year.
PFL champs on three. 1, 2, 3, PFL champs!
On Tuesday, the team learned they won the tiebreaker against Marist for an automatic bid to the playoffs. Now, Butler football will be making its first Division I FCS playoff appearance in school history.
Obviously, nobody's ever done it before, so it's good to be the first team who's ever done that. To win 3 championships in 5 years means a lot, and to finally make the playoffs, finally all this is paying off, it just means a lot to our whole program in general. So
obviously, this is the first time our conference has an automatic bid, and so it'd be really special to say that we're the first team to ever do it. But obviously, our goal is to win a national championship, and this is the first step to it.
While Butler's opponent has yet to be announced, the team says they will continue to rely on the senior leadership and winning mentality that got them here.
We have a good senior class. We have 19 seniors that we know of for sure, and they're great leaders on the team. And also, we have great team chemistry. They're not just my teammates, but they're my family, and all that works together leads to success.
We got just a winning mentality. We're just a very confident group. We believe in each other. We know we can win. And I think that just shows itself out on the field, and we hope to continue doing that.
Every year you got PFL teams playing these big FCS schools, and every year we're neck and neck with them. And we're not scared of anybody. We think we can play with the best of the best.
The 24-team bracket will be announced this Sunday on ESPNU at 11:30 a.m. And after that, the Bulldogs will have about a week to game plan for their opponent. Reporting for the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Matt Schumacher.
Trey Heater was also named PFL Player of the Week for the second time this season after racking up a ridiculous 319 yards of total offense and 5 touchdowns. He finishes the regular season with 1,311 rushing yards, the most by any PFL rusher for the second consecutive year.
The Butler men's basketball team remains undefeated so far in the young season after defeating Vanderbilt in overtime on November 19th. Here's my men's basketball update. The Butler men's basketball team is 5-0 on the season after clinching an 85-77 victory against Vanderbilt in extra minutes. Senior forward Kyle Marshall led the Bulldog victory, scoring a career high of 26 points. Marshall ended on a hot streak, scoring 19 of the Bulldogs' 22 points in the last 7 minutes of the game.
We intentionally went to him. I think Kyle imposed his will on the game down the stretch of the game. And he made some great plays that helped our team win.
He's 6'6" and very good with the ball, and so that kind of ended up winning out.
The Bulldogs shot 47% from the field and hit 7 of 19 from three-point range. Sophomore guard Kellen Dunham added 16 points to the overtime victory, and junior forward Cameron Woods put up 10 points. Butler also got 24 points from bench players.
I thought Renee Castro was great. I thought Andrew was great. Our bench, everybody who came into the game gave a positive contribution to this win tonight.
Stalling says he blames the loss on preventing his players from covering key areas on the floor.
I was probably too much of a coward to go zone. I should have gone zone to see if that would have bothered them, but I didn't, so that's on me.
Marshall says fans, teammates, and opponents should expect this kind of effort from him on the backstretch of every game this season.
This team really feeds off my energy and, my hustle plays, and, they all notice that. And, when my spirits are lifted, their spirits get lifted. And as a senior, I think that's something that's really good on my part.
The Bulldogs will hit the road to play the Ball State Cardinals on November 23rd. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm JoJo Gentry.
On the other side, the Butler women's basketball team is in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. The Dogs are 1-3 to start the season, including a narrow loss to St. Mary's on Saturday. Austin Monteith reports.
Butler battled back against St. Mary's to force overtime, but it wasn't enough as the Bulldogs lost 90-86. The Gales led by as many as 14 points in the second half. Junior guard Taylor Shippers led Butler with 18 points. Foul trouble was an issue for the Bulldogs as they were called for 36 fouls in the game, with 4 players fouling out.
It was like putting a puzzle together the whole game, with us being in foul trouble really from the 15-minute mark on.
The team has committed 98 fouls in its first 4 games of the season, an area Kutcher says the squad needs to see improvement in.
I mean, we got to get better at not fouling. I mean, that's hurt us in probably every game we played, and I think the kids know it. I mean, they're trying, and I think we have to learn from it. That's a really good basketball team.
Butler's stingy defense held St. Mary's to only 9 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. The Gales' first field goal didn't come until there was less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half, but foul trouble disrupted the team's approach on defense.
I thought we really took them out of what they wanted to do, but we fouled, and the fouling really hurt us. And then we had to do, have different matchups out there and stuff, and we couldn't really do what our game plan was.
Sophomore guard Lexus Murray played 14 minutes in the second half and played a key role in the Bulldogs' comeback.
If we're down, then I know I have to be a spark. I have to be the one that it starts with to get everyone going. And I just wanted the ball, honestly. I wanted to get the ball for our team so we could just show what we can do and score.
The Bulldogs traveled to Bloomington Saturday afternoon to face Indiana University. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Austin Monteith.
Butler basketball fans may also notice a lot more foul calls being made this season, and that means longer games. Ari Castle introduces to us the new hand check rule that is changing the game.
There's a new rule this year in college basketball, known as the hand check rule.
I know they put a big emphasis on how much you can use your hands. You can't really, ride the guy anymore when he's dribbling. Can't really just put your hand on him to kind of feel where he's at. You have to kind of touch in it and then remove your hand. So those are kind of the real big emphases that they've had.
We understand the new rule change, and it's going to affect the game in that way. So we're going to approach every game like that and just try not to foul as much as we can.
I definitely think it stresses technique more, but obviously here at Butler, that's something we really focus on is our technique. We've been really working on our lead steps, really showing our hands to make sure we don't get the foul calls.
The rule changes are real. They're calling hand checks. They're calling arm bars. They're calling some of the physicality off the ball that, in the past, is that a foul? Maybe not. And I thought we've done a pretty good job adjusting to that for the most part this year.
All right, so if I'm the guy on offense, show me, if I'm going to have the ball here, what's a hand check?
Like this, for a 2-1, that's a foul. You can kind of go like this, move back. You just really can't keep your hand on him like a pass shooter. You just be able to kind of steer him a little bit. You can't do that this year.
The NCAA created this rule so that players can move on the court more easily. But the coaches say the new rule does not change the way they teach defense.
To be honest, they really haven't changed the way we prepare. I think, we really teach our guys technique and try to teach not hand checking and stuff like that. So I don't think it's affected the way that we prepare for games or the way that we approach a game or anything like that.
Through 3 games this year, the Bulldogs team is already averaging 5 more fouls per game than they did the previous year. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Ari Castle.
The Butler women's cross-country team will be heading to the national championships this weekend. The squad finished 2nd overall as a team at the Great Lakes Regional Meet to earn automatic qualification. This is the team's 4th appearance at the national championship.
Butler men's cross-country star Tom Kerr will also be competing at the NCAA Division I National Championship meet this weekend. Kerr finished 16th overall at the Great Lakes Regional Meet last weekend. He is one of 38 runners to be selected as an individual at-large qualifier for the national meet.
The Butler volleyball team heads north this weekend to close out the regular season. With a spot in the Big East tournament locked up, the Dogs are fighting for a top seed. Kyle Beery has more.
The Butler volleyball team pushed its win streak to 5 matches over the weekend. All 5 matches have been 3-set sweeps. After taking care of Georgetown Friday night, the Bulldogs beat Villanova Saturday afternoon on Senior Day at Hinkle Fieldhouse. The seniors led the way, too. Morgan Peterson recorded 29 assists, 9 digs, and 5 blocks. Maggie Harbison put up a team-high 6 blocks and 5 kills. Peterson and Harbison said Saturday's win was a good way to wrap up their careers at Hinkle.
Oh, it's bittersweet. It's been a long time coming, but I mean, it's been so much fun. This is a great gym to play in. I have great teammates, great coaches. It's just been awesome. Gonna be sad to leave.
The game was a lot of fun. It was good celebrating my final game at Hinkle with my seniors.
While one senior, Claire Randich, has missed most of the season due to injury, Coach Sharon Clark said it was good to see all 3 of them celebrate Senior Day.
This group has been tremendous. It's it's a little bitter pill without having Claire out there on the court playing, but I think Maggie has had a phenomenal 4 years, and Morgan coming in when she did, she's done some great things to turn the program around and get us where we are today, and she played very well today.
The Bulldogs play at DePaul Friday night and at Marquette Saturday night. With a spot in the Big East tournament secured, Clark says they're fighting for position now.
We're a game behind Xavier right now, so we'll see with these 2 weekends going in, and Creighton, we have a shot at both of those, yeah.
So now that Senior Day is over, the Bulldogs will turn their focus to 2 more road games before they head off to the Big East tournament. Reporting for the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Kyle Beery.
The Butler men's soccer season has officially come to an end. The Bulldogs lost a tough overtime game to Marquette 1-0 in the semifinals of the Big East Conference Tournament. Freshman David Goldsmith was named Big East Rookie of the Year and Second Team All-Conference, while junior Zach Steinberger was named First Team All-Conference. That wraps up another edition of the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Matt Schumacher.
And I'm JoJo Gentry. Have a great week, Bulldog fans.
Welcome to the Bulldog Blitz Scoreboard Report. I'm Seth Wells. The Butler men's basketball team is coming off a huge overtime win over Vanderbilt last night. That win keeps the Bulldogs undefeated at 3-0 on the season. The Bulldogs will turn their attention to the next game at Ball State on Saturday. The Bulldogs do not return back home until December 7th. The women's cross-country team is looking ahead to nationals this Saturday after a strong performance at the Great Lakes Regional, finishing in second place out of 31 teams. The men's team did not qualify for nationals as a team. However, junior Tom Kerr will be heading to nationals individually. After securing a share of the Pioneer Football League Championship on Saturday, the Bulldogs found out they will be representing the Pioneer League in the NCAA Football Championship for the first time in school history. The Bulldogs shared the Pioneer League Football Championship with Marist as both teams finished the season 7-1 in conference play. The women's basketball team is riding a 3-game losing streak after their latest loss to Bowling Green State on Monday. 2 of the last 3 games have gone into overtime for the Lady Bulldogs, but they have been unable to finish those close games. The Lady Bulldogs are headed to Bloomington to face Indiana on Saturday. The volleyball team is riding a 5-game winning streak. The Bulldogs have won each of the last 5 matches in straight sets, and all were against Big East opponents. The Bulldogs will look to extend their streak at DePaul on Friday. That was your Bulldog Blitz Scoreboard Report. I'm Seth Wells.